I am Professor L.B. Gayakawad who has come with a new lecture before you. The new lecture is on the spoken English. Today we are discussing on the intransitive verb. The intransitive verb doesn't need the object to get the meaning of the sentence. Listen here carefully that the intransitive verb is the verb which has no need of the object. It means that there is no object in the sentence of the intransitive verb. It means the intransitive verb comes without the object, and that's why the verb is called the intransitive verb. Now we will see here the difference between the intransitive verbs and transitive verbs. I will give you some examples. The first example is he runs. Listen carefully, he runs. Here when we talk he runs, then we understand that this run is here the intransitive verb, because when we ask a question to this run, what he does, the answer comes here runs. So this runs is the answer, and this answer is the verb. It is not the object, and that's why when we ask a question what he does, if the answer comes the word, that word is called the object, but here the answer is coming runs. So this run is the intransitive verb. But there is the second example, and his second example is he runs the hotel. See, now he runs the hotel. Here in this sentence, what does he run, or what he runs? The answer comes the hotel. Means when we ask a question to this sentence, what he runs, or what does he run, the answer comes the hotel. Means the answer of what question is the hotel, and that's why here the hotel is the object. It means that when we ask a question to the verb by what, then we get one word, and that word is called the object. So when I am asking here the question to runs, what he runs, the answer is coming the hotel. So the hotel is here the object, and that's why here run is the verb which is called the transitive verb. But in the first sentence I will tell you he runs. When we ask what he does, then answer comes runs. So here runs is the verb, it is not the object, and that's why here this run is the intransitive verb. So please see the difference between the intransitive verb and transitive verb. Now the intransitive verbs come without objects. Remember here, the intransitive verbs always come without the objects, means they do not take the objects with them, or they don't have the need of taking objects with them. The intransitive verbs don't give objects with what or whom. See, when we talk here, the sentences of the intransitive verbs, then we can say here that these intransitive verbs don't give us the answers with what or whom. When we get the answers with what or whom, then we can get the objects, and if we get the objects, then we can say that these verbs are the transitive verbs. For example, I will speak here in front of you. We play cricket. We play cricket. What we play? Then the answer comes, we play cricket. So cricket is here the object. Again, I will tell you, we play cricket. What we play? What do we play? The answer comes cricket. So here the answer has come cricket. So this cricket is here the object. And that's why here this play verb has taken cricket object with it. And that's why play is the verb which is the transitive verb. But when we say she goes, then when we say she goes, and when we say what does she do, then the answer comes she goes. So goes is the verb, it is not the object. Because when we say what does she do, then we do not get here the object, we get here the verb. And that's why here this verb is the intransitive verb. Second example I will take here is that I gave 5 rupees to beggar. I gave 5 rupees to beggar. What I gave? 5 rupees. To whom I gave 5 rupees? To beggar. So remember here in this sentence we have got the two objects. The first is direct object and the second is indirect object. So remember, when we get the objects in the sense of direct object or indirect object in the sentence, then we can say that the verb in that sentence is the transitive verb. And if we do not get the objects from that sentence, then we can say that the verb is the intransitive verb. Next, we will say we can use the intransitive verbs like the transitive verbs, making some changes in them. Means sometimes what happens, we can change the transitive verbs. We can change the intransitive verbs into the transitive verbs. How? One example we will see. For example, we laugh. We laugh. So we can, we laugh. Laugh is the intransitive verb, but we can change it into the transitive verb. So we can say, we laugh at her. We laugh at her. So we have used their at preposition with laugh, and that's why here this laugh has become the transitive verb. So the verb has become laugh at. So the sentence has become we laugh at her, and that's why here the object is her. Her is the object, and that's why we laugh at her is the sentence in which laugh at is the transitive verb. But we laugh, in this sentence laugh is the uh, uh, here I made the mistake. When we say we laugh at her, in this sentence laugh at is the transitive verb, and when we talk we laugh, then we can say here the laugh is the intransitive verb. So it is very clear that the intransitive verb doesn't need the object and the transitive verb needs the object. It means that in the sentence of the transitive verb there is the object, and in the sentence of intransitive verb there is no object. Now the next topic we are discussing, and it is about the incomplete verbs. The incomplete verbs means the verbs which have no complete meaning, and if we want to give them the meaning, then they need some words, some parts of the words, and that's why they get then the particular meaning. And so these verbs are called the incomplete verbs. So what is the definition of the incomplete verbs? The incomplete verbs are incomplete, and when we take some words with them, then they get the meaning, and that's why they are called the incomplete. But they become complete with the um, parts of some words there in the sentence. The incomplete verbs need the help of other words to complete their meaning. See, these incomplete verbs are incomplete, and that's why they have the need of other words to complete their own meaning. They are the verbs of incomplete predication because they have no predication. Uh, Listen here carefully, or see carefully, or watch carefully. They are means the incomplete verbs are the verbs of incomplete predication because they have no predication, because there is no predication. Predication means what? The part after the verb in the sentence. So after the verb in the sentence there is no part, means that part is empty, means that sentence is empty, and that's why uh, it is not the predication. So what is predication? For example, I will tell you, I am a teacher. So remember, I is the subject, am is the verb, and a teacher is the predication or predicate. So here this is the explanation. So remember here, the words which complete the meaning of the verbs are called their complements. Listen here carefully, that these words are there which make the meaning of the incomplete verbs complete. Means the incomplete verbs need some words, and these words are called the complements. It means that the complements complete the meaning of the incomplete verbs. So I will take some examples here. She is a teacher. Listen carefully or see carefully. She is. When we talk, she is, then we don't get the meaning. But when we say she is a teacher, then we get the meaning. She is. What is she? A teacher. Means a teacher is the word which is giving the complete meaning to the incomplete verb is, and that's why here this a teacher is the complement, and is the incomplete verb. But this is has become complete verb with the help of this teacher. So I will tell you here that am, is, are, was, where are the incomplete verbs, but we can make them complete verbs with the help of their complements. Here we cannot say she is. Remember, we cannot say she is. We cannot say I am. We cannot say we are. We cannot say they are. We can say she is a woman. We are the boys. They are the teachers. In this way, we can complete the meaning of the incomplete verbs here by using the complements. So this is the uh, actually the structure of the sentence. It means that we can make the meaning of the incomplete verbs with the help of the objects, and then that meaning becomes here the complete meaning. So for the complete meaning, we add there some words, we add there some part, and that part is called the complement. The complement can be a noun, the complement can be an adjective, the complement can be the past participle. It means that the complement is here the noun, the adjective, or the past participle. So we will discuss here some examples. For example, she is a teacher. So here she is the subject, is the verb here, and a teacher is the noun, and this is the common noun, and this common noun is working here as the complement. Second example is here, she is clever. So remember, she is here the subject, is here is here the particular verb, and clever is the adjective here. And she is felt. So felt is the past participle, is here the verb, and she is here the subject. Now the last part is the linking verbs. Listen carefully here. The linking verbs are the verbs which link or which connect or which join some words with them, and that's why they are called the linking verbs. The linking verbs are of two types. Means these linking verbs have two types. Means there are the two types of these linking verbs. The first is describing position or describing situation. Means the first type describes the situation, and the second type is changing situation. Means the second type changes the situation. So we will see this with the examples. The first example is Raju is a horse. So here horse is the particular word, that is the animal. But here the name of the horse is Raju. So the example is Raju is a horse. So what is Raju? Raju is a horse. So this is the situation, this is the position, this is the, I will say, condition of Raju, and that's why here this is showing the situation, the position. So I will talk here that the to be verbs am, is, are, was, where are the verbs which show here the situation, the position, and that's why they are called the describing position, situation, I will say verbs. The second example here I will take is that I became a teacher. Remember here, I became a teacher means he became now a teacher, but first he was a boy and now he became a teacher. So here I became a teacher. What I became? I became a teacher. Means this a teacher word has here completed the meaning of the sentence, and this became verb has changed the condition of that man. At first that man was a boy and now that man became a teacher. So this became is the verb which is showing here the changing situation, and that's why here became is the verb which is showing, which is the type of the changing situation. So remember here we discuss the two types of the verbs. The first is the verbs showing situation, the verbs describing situation, position, and the verbs changing the situation or position. And am, is, are, was, where are the verbs which are showing the description, situation, state, condition, and became is the verb which is showing here the change. So here today I will tell you that we discuss the types of the verbs which are very much useful for writing and speaking English. And if you study this video very nicely, definitely I will tell you that you will talk English and you will write English very correctly. Please tell me your comments in the comment box. I will stop here. Thank you. Thank you very much.